streets will be under the control of my wizards. The Shamans will not find us. And neither will Belladonna. An entry in the Book of Dark Secrets. Chapter 1. Following his cousin Sebastian, Lee stepped off the stationary bridge that connected the island in the mist to the rest of Sanctuary. A few months ago, the island had been almost impossible to reach. It still wasn't easy, Ephemera made sure of that, but now family and a few special friends could reach the place Glorianna Belladonna called home. "We could have used my island to get here," Lee grumbled. His little island was always with him, a piece of land he could impose over any other landscape, dark or light. As a bridge, he created connections between the broken pieces of the world, and his work sometimes took him to faraway and dangerous places. But his island, anchored in Sanctuary, was the assurance that he was never more than a few steps away from home. "We could have used your island," Sebastian agreed, "and we would have, if I had been accompanying you on this visit. But since you're accompanying me, I chose to use the bridge." "Oh, that makes sense." Lee took a couple steps toward the two-story stone house that Glorianna and Michael now shared. Then he stopped and rubbed his left forearm. Michael had broken that bone during the fight to keep the family away from the terrible landscape Glorianna had made to cage the Eater of the World. The rest of the family had forgiven the magician for the part he'd played in making that cage, especially after he found a way to bring Glorianna back. But Lee's arm always hurt when he visited the island in the mist. He couldn't say for sure whether it was the bone that bothered him, or if it was being around the man who broke it. "Can't tell from here if they're at home," Sebastian said. "Where else would they be?" Lee asked bitterly. "Glorianna hasn't left this island since she came back." "It's been only a few weeks," Sebastian said softly. "We don't know what happened to her while she was in that place." And if the magician was right, and she became the monster that evil feared, we don't know what she did while she was in that place, Lee thought. "She needs time to mend, Lee. Time to heal." "Do you really think she's going to heal?" Lee spat out the words. "It's all hugs and kisses for you, isn't it? Some part of Glorianna came back. Aren't we the heroes?" Sebastian's right hand clenched, reminding Lee that the wizard's lightning, a magic that had been dormant in Sebastian until the previous year, was now a power the incubus wizard could wield with deadly effect. "Suit yourself," Sebastian said, as he headed for the house. "But if this little discussion produces weeds or stones in Glorianna's gardens, you're cleaning them up." Lee headed toward the walled garden that held Glorianna's landscapes, the pieces of the world that she kept balanced through the resonance of her own heart. Then he saw Sebastian veer toward the sandbox Glorianna called the playground, and hurried to catch up. The playground was a wooden, calf-high box that was about the size of a marriage bed and was filled with sand. Attached to it was another wooden box, about half that length, that was filled with gravel and had a bench to sit on. Glorianna had made the box as a place for Ephemera to play without there being any consequences in the landscapes where people lived. It was also the means that Sebastian and Michael had used to reach Belladonna. Michael was in the box, one knee resting on the gravel, a shapeless brown hat shadowing his face from the summer sun. Maybe it was the brim that kept the man from seeing them approach, but Lee thought it had more to do with the magician being focused on the items in the playground's sand. "Ah, come on, wild child, come on," Michael said. "I wasn't meaning it like that, so you have to stop bringing me such things." Sebastian grinned as he looked at the handful of pocket watches poking out of the sand. Then he laughed out loud when a mantel clock that was missing its hands pushed out of the sand. "Guardians and guides," Lee exploded. "What are you doing?" Startled, Michael almost tipped over. He gave them a sour look as he stood up and carefully stepped out of the box. "It's just a misunderstanding."